Once again, good morning, everyone. Today we will talk here about development and medical interventions. During the upcoming hour, I would like to show you an initiative that we are organizing or implementing in Ecuador together with my colleagues from the Czech Republic and the Republic of Ecuador. At first, I would like to show you one short video. It has only 1 minute.
Selva hay misterio que un día será contado. Hoy único que escucha es sonido del tambor. Misterio que un día será contado. Hoy único que escucha es sonido del tambor. Todos en la selva hay misterio. Será contado. Hoy único que escucha es sonido del tambor.
In that video, you could see my friends and colleagues from the Czech Republic and Ecuador that belong to one foundation called Bosque Medicinal, or in English, Healing Forest, that I'm going to introduce you at the beginning of my lecture. The foundation is a member of the consortium UNIDA that I was showing you at the beginning of this semester. UNIDA, as you usually remember, is an initiative that operates in 5 South American countries: Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Colombia, and Brazil. Currently, mostly in Ecuador, because we've got their excellent colleagues that are very active in cooperation, that are very interested in cooperation with the Czech Republic. Surprisingly, the organization that I'm going to talk about has very strong ties with the Czech Republic, and it's also because in the region where it operates, exactly in Cuenca, in southern Ecuador and its surroundings, there are many Czech people living. As you can see, this presentation I haven't prepared alone. There is one excellent student of mine, Alenka Silvestrova, who is preparing currently her diploma thesis on the topic that I will show you. She studies international territorial studies at our faculty, and Ronald Chaka, that you can see on the left side of the screen, is my colleague from Universidad del Azuay, Azuay University in Cuenca, Ecuador. We are currently preparing a book chapter together, and Lenka works on her thesis, so I will show you what the research is about, and I believe that it will be interesting for you to relate this research with the topic of our today's lecture. As you can see, I will talk particularly about something called Vayusa. Vayusa is a preparation used by indigenous ethnic groups in Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, and other countries. And I'm currently sending you to the chat a link to one website that is run by my friends and colleagues from Prague, here in the Czech Republic. They got a private company called Amazonia Verde, and Claudia Kovářová, the director of this company, from my perspective, may be considered the main importer of this preparation called Vayusa to the Czech Republic. Maybe you hear the word Vayusa for the first time, so I will show you what it is in a second. In my presentation, I would like to talk basically about 3 things: about biochemical characteristics of this preparation. I would like to show you some visuals so you can imagine what it is. It's a herbal preparation, so I will show you some pictures of plants and other details. And I will talk particularly about the research focus on perception of health benefits that we run together with Lenka and Ronald, comparing the perceptions of Czech and Ecuadorian users of these Vayusa, of this tea, we can say. But before I will get into it, I would like to show you a few slides describing the Bosque Medicinal project that you could see briefly in the beginning of today's lecture during the video. As you can see, written in this slide, it's a project that is managed by two organizations. They are partners, long-term partners. One of those is already mentioned, Bosque Medicinal, the foundation established at the beginning of 2019 in Ecuador after, I would say, quite a long bureaucratic process. And Forest Inc. is a Czech NGO situated in Moravian or based in Moravian Silesian region here close to Ostrava. And there are people in both organizations that cooperate for a long time. They are friends and they are doing many activities together. Maybe you see the name of the place where they operate in Ecuador for the first time. So I wanted to show you where it is. In front of yourself is currently the map of Ecuador, where the capital Quito is in the north, on the edge of the map, as you can see highlighted with the red dot. And what we are talking about is a region on the opposite side, close to the Peruvian border, close to Cuenca, the second largest city in Ecuador, that has approximately the same size as Brno. It's a beautiful historical city that has many parts registered in UNESCO, and there are various universities in the city, as I could see in 2019, where I went there for a 2 weeks long stay together with my colleague Atena Alhazidou from the Faculty of Arts, Masaryk University. So I would recommend everyone to visit it one day when you got the possibility. As you could see in the previous slide, in this region, close to Cuenca, there is one city called Gualaquiza, and close to that Gualaquiza is one of the largest national or natural, I wanted to say, sorry, reserves in South America, called surprisingly, I would say, El Paraíso. El Paraíso is a natural reserve that has almost 90,000 hectares, as you can see in the upper right corner. It's one of the largest forests that I've seen in my life, and it's absolutely impossible to show the forest in one picture. I tried to capture it in the picture on the left side, but the area is so large that it's impossible to describe it in words and to show that in one image. Absolutely. It's never-ending primary forest from my perspective on a hilly landscape of upper Amazon, and the area is operated by this foundation, Bosque Medicinal Foundation, established by 3 people. One of those you can see in the picture on the right side is my friend and colleague Freddy Nugra, a biologist, a member of Darwinian Society that is a specialist on fish and Galapagos, the Galapagan Islands, and who is also a specialist in zoology in general, author of various interesting chapters on Ecuadorian zoology. In this slide, you can see him standing in front of the map. The map shows the circle for tourists coming to the place. It's a short circuit that I could visit together with my colleagues from the faculty. That takes approximately 1-2 hours. And what is very interesting is that the circuit starts in a house that they built together with Czech colleagues there in a year, I would say in 2018, if I remember it well. And the house called Local Development Station, or the Station of Local Development, is still improving in terms of the quality of living. They got electricity, water, toilets, stable internet connection, kitchen, and rooms approximately for, or accommodation already approximately for 20, maybe 30 people. So an amazing area for the visit that is used basically for 3 reasons: for research, for volunteering. There are volunteers coming to the area from Ecuador, Czech Republic, and other countries, from South America and Europe and other places. And in the final phase, it's also necessary to mention that they are interested in tourism, in such a version of tourism that we could call community-based. As we are going to talk about tourism today, I wanted to mention it. We can also say that they are interested in something like eco-tourism, sustainable tourism, and other labels may be used in this context, as maybe you will be able to relate it to it alone later. So this is something that I wanted to show you. The place that you can see in front of yourself is the same place where students from our faculty should go or should stay during their internship in the second half of this year, from August to September, as we are organizing an expedition there together with the Czech television that would like to record their a documentary, and this documentary should be finished till the end of this calendar year. As I should talk mostly about medical interventions, I wanted to remind that the students coming from our faculty there are working on 5 topics. One of those topics, or maybe more, may be related to what I'm talking about at the moment. And there are students interested in the usage or utilization of Vayusa that I'm going to show you in a second. Before I will do so, I would like to show you closely the people that are involved in this project, so you can see their faces, their smiles. As you can see, observing the group in front of yourself, there are people of different color of skin that could help you to recognize that there are also people of different ethnicities. There are Europeans in the group. The guy in the middle is Radim Ondříšek, the director of the Czech NGO Forest Inc., the guy with the bird with the cap. On his right side, we can see in a blue jacket a member of Shuar ethnic group. that also cooperates with this initiative and who is developing an ecotourism project in the area. On the right side, you can see Freddy Nugra that I was talking about, the member of academic staff at Azuay University in Ecuador, and there are also members of Bosque Medicinal here. So I would say very interesting group of people that are, open-minded. They like to work with new people. They are still inviting students from Ecuador and other countries to come there. And what they also do is that they organize volunteer program that, as you can read together with me, is based on the win-win principle. So the logic is that not only one side of the group is gaining some knowledge or gaining some experience, but also they are helping the local people, the local, uh, the region to develop anyhow. So what they do are things that I've some things I've already mentioned, and other I will show you in a second. The first one, as we are currently in a quite complicated pandemic situation, is that they organize various benefit events. In this slide, you can see one of the founders of that Ecuadorian foundation, Roman Kolar. Surprisingly, the Ecuadorian Foundation was established by a guy originally from the Czech Republic, from Aš, Roman Kolar, who moved to Ecuador years ago and who is a well-respected healer in the area, who is aware of the usage of medicinal plants. Surprisingly, people of non-native people are teaching local people how to use medicinal plants, although the traditional knowledge is protected by indigenous people, for example, those Shuars and other ethnic groups living in Ecuadorian Amazon. What the people in this foundation and the Czech NGO do is that they organize online benefit events, charity events to collect money for the activities, etc., etc. It's not only about money, but also about spreading the knowledge on the topic that they work. For example, in 2019, they were organizing an event called Viva la Amazonia. As you could imagine, Forest Inc. is also interested in ink, in tattooing. So they are doing arts and tattoos and other things. And people tattooed by these people give money to the forest, to the local people. Part of the money is used for local purposes. Last year they organized 3 days long festival, online festival called Uniting in Service of Amazonia, where people were organizing concerts online, they were meditating online, there were lectures online. Very diverse project, very diverse event was organized at the end of the year that was also recorded if anybody would like to see that. It was very beautiful and very instructive, I would say. I was also talking about a documentary that we are currently working on together, as Forest Inc. and Bosque Medicinal are members of UNIDA, that consortium that you know. So Radim Ondříšek established a contact with Czech television, the first program of Czech television, and Czech television is financing the preparation of a documentary called in Czech Mise Amazonie a my. In English, it's Mission Amazonia and Us. That is not only about documentary that will be available on Czech TV, but also about a website that they are preparing and education materials that will be used during lectures at our faculty. So I would say a very rich project, and we are very grateful that Czech television is interested in our initiatives. A part of these large projects that are also, I would say, smaller but very important things to talk about. Klaudie Kovářová, the director of that private company, Amazonia Verde here in Prague, established a contact with Bosque Medicinal and Foresting thanks to the network that we've got created here at Mendel University. And they started to reforest Ecuadorian Amazon with Vayusa, the plant that I'm going to talk about in the rest of the first part of our lecture. Their project is called More Vayusa, More Rainforest. And the logics of this initiative is that they buy plants from local people for higher amount of money that they would receive on a local market. For example, in this slide, you can see on the right side that they bought 100 plants, and these plants are placed in a small rainforest garden, in a vivero, as it is called in Spanish, some kind of greenhouse. So the local production may be re-established, and of course the local people may later sell these plants on a local market or abroad, as they are some of those are already doing. On the right side, that smiling guy with a bird is Edwin Paucar Lopez, a local businessman, Ecuadorian businessman from Gualaquiza, Ecuador, who sells Vayusa plant to Europe, and it's very interesting business. I would say at the moment small scale business, but that is, extending rapidly. Here you can see also other pictures from the same project, so you can imagine that many people are involved here, and of course from the research perspective, or the perspective of a researcher, it could be very interesting to analyze what these people do, how useful or efficient these activities are, what is their impact, etc., etc. It can be analyzed from various points of view. We will focus here mostly on anthropological issues, or development anthropological issues, as this course is focused on these. So I would like to show you that Vayusa, the plant that I'm talking about since the beginning of today's lecture, is a plant that is in Latin called Ilex Viosa. Those people that don't know this plant a lot should know that it's a variety of mate. Mate is a commonly known preparation coming from Argentina that is very popular in the Czech Republic among tea drinkers. And we can say, to classify it anyhow, that it's a stimulant that produces, the sensation of having a lot of energy. It brings you motivation, positive energy, positive mood, and from my own perspective, it's also very interesting as a substitute or a replacement, or we can also say a treatment for people suffering disorders from caffeine use, coffee drinkers. If people are drinking a lot of coffee, this plant preparation called Vayusa can help them, as it is, in contrast to coffee, non-addictive. I will talk about the therapeutic potential in my lecture, and I will also show you various ways how the Vayusa plant is used. Of course, there are different settings in which the plant is used, and this may also affect the effects of the preparation. So I will talk basically about the origin of Vayusa. It's an endemic plant from South America. We can find it, as I mentioned earlier, mostly in Ecuador and Peru, but if you will search in the literature, you will also find that other countries got some sectors, some areas where this plant is used for or by local people. For example, in Brazil, Colombia, Bolivia, there are some small regions where this plant is used, but Ecuador and Peru is well known by the usage of this plant preparation, mostly among Jibaro. Jibaro is a linguistic family that got ethnic groups in Peru and Ecuador, for example, Avajun or Shuar that I was talking about earlier, and these are Vayusa drinkers. The local people are using Vayusa mostly as a part of their daily activities as they are used to work in the field or in the rainforest, basically, and they need energy to do the agriculture in such difficult conditions. This plant preparation is commonly used on a daily basis every morning, as our informants say, since 3-4 a.m. they drink the preparation in large quantities to accumulate some energy. And it's very interesting to see that they also relate the usage of this plant with sharing of their dreams, talking about their experiences, daily life, etc. And it's beautiful how related it is with their lifestyle. We can also, or we should also mention here that the indigenous worldview is usually described in terms of animism. Animism is such way of such a belief or such kind of spirituality, indigenous religion that is based on such an assumption that everything alive is has some spirit, so it is sacred. Nothing should be harmed, and Vayusa is also a living being in this context. So local people express surprisingly to us Europeans they are very respectful to the plants like these, as they are useful for them. They are giving them some benefits. If we should focus on substances used in, or I want to say contained in Vayusa, there will be basically these antioxidants, caffeine in small amount, theobromine, the substance contained also in cacao, L-theanine that is bringing the feeling of relaxation, and chlorogenic acid that accelerates metabolism. I'm also very grateful that our colleague Andrea Kleckerova from the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry, Mendel University in Brno, helped us with the analysis of these substances in the laboratory here in the Czech Republic. So we could evaluate the contents in Vayusa syrup and Vayusa tea. That thanks to Amazonia Verde, the private company of Claudia Kovařová, we had some samples available, and it was possible to do that. Here, the results are published in a book that I will show you at the end of my presentation. And now I would like to talk about the research that we are currently running. I would like to show you that we are trying to compare the health benefits in two countries, and we are collecting data using two methods. We are using online questionnaires, so we are performing an online survey. The online survey is based on a standardized questionnaire that we found on the internet. I can show you the questionnaire later if anybody is interested. And we are giving that questionnaire to our respondents, or we gave it already last year from October to December in 3 times repeatedly to our informants in Czech Republic and Ecuador. We got small sample, only 8 people in each country, but as we are repeating the data collection, the sample, the data is are many, and it's very interesting. As after the questionnaire, we always interview the people online. We call them via Zoom, and thanks to that, we've got also more information on what they wrote to the questionnaire distributed through Google Forms. So this is basically about the data collection. Later we can also talk about the sample and the way how the data are analyzed. Such a research could be called interdisciplinary. As an anthropologist, Ronald Chaka, my colleague from Ecuador, is mostly involved in tourism and territorial studies, in social sciences from different field. Our colleagues are in chemistry here at Mendel University. Lenka Silvestrova studies international territorial studies. So it's a mixture of perspectives that we are including in the research, and I would say it's very rich experience. The data are analyzed using content analysis method. Content analysis may be performed manually or automatically. Mendel University bought us recently, has bought us recently Atlasti 9 Edu licensed application for content analysis that is also available to you. If anybody would like to use it in the preparation of your master's thesis, don't hesitate to ask me for the license code and I can give it to you. So we got currently 16 interviews, 8 from each country, and questionnaires filled in by people from these two countries. So some preliminary results I can show you. Firstly, I will talk about results from Ecuador. We focused on 5 things: on the preparation of Vayusa, the perception of local people, rituals performed there in Ecuador, health benefits, and also we included some extra observations, from our perspective. So what is interesting if we compare Ecuador and Czech Republic is that people in Ecuador drink Vayusa on a daily basis. Not everyone, of course, but our informants from the region where we did the research close to Gualaquiza. The second thing is that it's part of their family tradition. They drink it, together in group sessions, and it is very interesting that they consider these plants as part of their, spirituality, or the usage of also part of their spirituality, as I talked about it earlier. Talking about the health benefits, we can say that it helps them to maintain tranquility, serenity, and concentration. It helps them to be, you know, healthy, energical, and able to work. What is also very interesting is that although the preparation may be called a stimulant, if the plant is used as I described earlier, it doesn't produce insomnia according to our respondents. In Atlas, it is possible to prepare mind maps, such kind of visuals that I'm going to show you in the next 3 slides. Of course, it's difficult for you to understand what is written there. I don't think that the language is a problem, but you know, without exact knowledge of the data sample, it's quite difficult to imagine what it is about. But I will try to interpret it for you. So basically, what is very interesting talking about the effects of Vayusa is that it doesn't affect digestion in a negative way. There are no adverse effects produced, and it doesn't produce tension that is commonly perceived by caffeine users. So this is something very interesting from the medical perspective, I would say. Talking about the benefits, we can also mention that it's you know, seen as a healthy preparation by our informants. The plant is diuretic. It helps with the cleansing of the organism, and it brings the sensation of tranquility. It calms down the person. So I would say also very interesting in terms of stimulant use. And if I should talk about the tradition and culture, I wanted to highlight such an aspect that the usage of Vayusa is related to the territory where it is used, the Amazonian territory. It's something, I would say, ours from the perspective of the local people that use it, as it helps to maintain the local ties, family relations. I would say this is also very important, and the tradition is, you know, reproduced by the elders, you know, grandparents, parents to kids. So it also helps to maintain the intergenerational relations that are sometimes broken in our context in the Czech Republic that I'm going to talk about at the end of my presentation. As you can see, in the Czech Republic, the preparation is used less by people. Occasionally, it's used mostly without thinking of the health benefits, rather as a regular tea or a drink that you know, gives you also the feeling of energy. It can help you to cleanse the body, but the health benefits are not largely recognized here. The plant is not considered medicinal here, and there is a lot of work before us, I would say, if we want to use it here in the Czech Republic as a dietary supplement. Currently, it is considered a new food, new type of food in the Czech Republic by the Ministry of Agriculture, but you know, this is something else than to use it on a, or to market it, to sell it on a market largely in the Czech Republic. Talking about the benefits, people say, or our informants say, that it helps them with the concentration, coping with stress, and improvements of mood. But what was observed by us are sleep disturbances, It's also maybe because people here drink the Vayusa later in the afternoon or in the evening. That is uncommon in Ecuador. So to conclude my presentation, I would like to mention that there are 4 things that shouldn't be forgotten from this topic. The relationships that are connected with the Vayusa use, the changes in perception that may occur if we observe some effects of some preparation, it's not stable, it's dynamic thing, so we need to check, ask again for the benefits, the feelings, the sensations of our informants to see how it is, and the therapeutic potential, if we should evaluate it anyhow, should be evaluated through clinical studies. So if health benefits should be described precisely, some clinical studies, maybe placebo controlled, or using at least some control group based studies should be performed to see if it's really like that that I was describing in this presentation. If anybody would like to read more about this, I would like to show you one book that we published in 2020, last year, in November. The book is in Spanish, but there are people in the group that understand Spanish well, so I wanted to remember it or remind it till the end of this month. I have promised to publish the second part of this book that is photographic, and you can see pictures of Vayusa rituals in it. So if anybody would like to receive this book, don't hesitate to ask me. I can send you the PDF copy soon. Last month, we organized an event called Colloquio Amazonia Unida. It means online conference performed via Zoom that was recorded, and the recordings are available at YouTube. If anybody would like to see them, you can find them at our profile. And here are the contacts that you can or you could need if you would like to find out more on these initiatives. Students that are coming to this course know these profiles well, I would say. So it's just for the recording. If anybody would like to ask me for any details, don't hesitate to call me or to write me.